Alright guys, so my Midwest Industries 11.5 combat rail has given me another problem. If you happen to follow any of my previous stuff, you know I was having an issue with the rotational shift side to side with that rail right there. Reached out to Midwest Industries and they sent me this guy, which has far more aggressive knurling than the old guy here, and it worked for a little bit, and it started doing this rotational shift where I can squeeze, and with just enough pressure it can shift side to side. And I don't know if it's going to show up in here, but I started getting like these weird marks right up there. I don't know if that's going to show up. There you go. Like it was just chewing up the metal there. One thing I did notice is that, and I'll stand this up right here so I could try to show it to you, because my camera has been acting up. So everything's with this phone right now, but this is the original barrel nut. Slips right in, no resistance at all, right? Clearly there's some clearance there. Here's the replacement. Same exact thing. But the new barrel nut that came with the replacement rail, it's very, very, very tight. Like, very tight. So, started taking some measurements, and this is what I got. So, the old barrel nut has an outer diameter of 1.357 inches. The replacement was exactly the same, but the new one is 1.65. So they oversized this barrel nut by about 8 thousandths using my micrometer there. My guess is this is an issue that they ran into, maybe had a couple complaints, and that was their fix, was to oversize this and leave the internal geometry alone of the rail. So the fit is exactly the same with the new one, very tight, very, very snug. But yeah, I've built probably this past year alone at least 5 or 6 rifles with these and other Midwest Industry rails that didn't have any problem, but for whatever reason the only one that's giving me problem is this particular rail, being the old rail that I got back in 2021 or 2022, something like that. And yeah, so they obviously made some changes, and we're gonna see if this lasts. So hopefully my 12.5 upper here will be back to normal and I won't have to worry about this being an issue anymore. So figured I'd make a little video for you guys so you know what's going on. Something to be mindful of. And if you have this particular rail, I would definitely check it over time. This upper has a different barrels, have a couple different barrels already, but that rail, since I replaced it to the original rail, which was from B King's Firearms, this one's got probably over 5,000 rounds at this point, close to 6, I would say. And I've done a couple comps, a couple classes, barricade shooting, whole 9 yards. I don't baby my stuff, even though it doesn't look like it's in bad shape compared to some of my other rails. This one has actually held up very well. But yeah, if you have an older rail, I would just take a measurement, see what's going on with your barrel nuts, see if you're having the same issues. You can tell it was squeezing down on the rails because you got 2 flat sides on either, or the shiny sides. So it was definitely squeezing down on that barrel nut. But you may want to consider reaching out to Midwest Industries, seeing if you're having any issues. Reach out to them, see if they can give you an updated barrel nut. I don't know if this is an actual updated barrel nut or they made anything public, but it clearly is different dimensionally, and that to me tells me they knew that there was an issue happening and they made some updates unbeknownst to everybody else. So sorry for this crazy looking footage, But, yeah, that's it. So let me get this guy back together.